I've got a guitar exercise for you that fuses two advanced guitar techniques together. One technique is on the picking hand, which is outside of the string picking. The other technique is on the fretting hand, which is string skipping arpeggios. So I'm going to show you how to play the exercise first, or it's kind of like a lick, to be honest with you. I'm going to show you how to play it, and then I'm going to show you specifically what to do with the right hand. First of all, we're going to use our second finger on the 7th fret of the D string. Then we're going to go to the 6th fret of the G string with our first finger. Then with your pinky to the 9th fret of the same string, the G string. Then first finger, skip a string to the high E string, 5th fret. Then little finger, pinky to the 9th fret of the high E string. That's the shape. And we're going to alternate between the notes like this. Okay? Then we're just going to do kind of like a similar pattern, but we're going to do it with a diminished shape, and it's going from high to low instead of low to high. So we're going to shift up to this 13th fret. It goes into a weird position, this in a slightly different key. Sounds cooler. With our pinky, pick. Then go to the 10th fret of the same string, the high E. Skip a string, go to the 13th fret of the G string with your pinky. Then to the 10th fret of the G string with your first finger. Then to the 12th fret of the D string with your third finger. And then take that back up, ascend it. So. And then back to there. So up to there we've got. Then what you want to do is that first pattern that you did, this major arpeggio shape, we're going to do that exact same shape, but here on between the 17th and the 13th fret. You're going to descend the same way that you do with the diminished shape, and then ascend. And then when you hit that last note, bend it slightly. If I was to put all three shapes together now and play it nice and steady, we'd get this. Sounds great, doesn't it? Now play it a bit faster and you get this sort of sound. Now, key thing with the picking hand is to make sure that you start with a down pick on it. So on that first hit, you start with a down pick and you make sure it's consistently down, up, down, up. If you start with a down pick, then what's going to happen is when you get to the part that is tricky, which is where you skip a string, you're going to end up string skipping and going outside of the string, which is what we want to do for this lick in particular for the guitar. So we want to be picking outside of the string. If you're picking inside of the strings, then it's potentially going to hit this B string when you are skipping the string. So if we go down, up, down, because I've done a down there, the next one's an up, I can pull my hand around and over that string very easily and hit that 5 on an up, and it guarantees that I'm not going to hit the B string when I'm playing it. And then when I come back to skip the string again, I've just gone on an up there. So when I skip back a string, again I can jump over the string. Now if I picked down and the next one was an up pick, I'm very likely going to hit the B string. But if not, I've picked up, so I can skip over, run my hand over. Essentially, if you start with a down pick and you make sure you're consistently going down, up, you will always be outside of the string picking whenever you are skipping the string. Now, outside of the string skipping is a very overlooked technique, because a lot of the time people always focus on their fretting hand and not enough on their picking hand. The picking hand is the really hard one to dial in. So being able to differentiate outside of the string picking from inside of the string picking is an advanced technique when you are very aware of it. So if you're playing at high speeds and you're like, oh, I'm doing inside the string picking, or oh, I'm doing outside of the string picking, it is an advanced technique knowing that you are doing that at higher speeds. That I've just shown there is a really good exercise for, number one, strengthening and being aware that you are outside of the string picking, but also for dialing in those nice major and diminished arpeggio string skipping shapes.